So hello guys, I want to address 10 things that you must understand about this business, whether as a driver, as an investor, or as a passenger who uses these cabs. First of all is the issue of parking. So when you are going into a destination that has paid parking, let's say you are going to the airport, to the train station, to the malls, destination of a paid parking, from the time you are ordering, parking fee is always included. So it's not right for a driver to ask you to add some more money on top of that. The second thing that you need to know about is offline trips. So it can come from either side, either the side of the driver or the side of the passenger. Most drivers would request offline trips when they are going for a long distance trip, maybe a trip that he would be paid more than 1,000, because they know if they save the 20 or 25% commission, they will have more money in their pocket. Normally, that is illegal from the side of the Uber as a company or Bolt as a company. And drivers are most of the time severely punished if they are reported to have participated in offline trips. On the other hand, a passenger or the rider could request the driver to go offline for some reasons that, you know, some passengers don't really care. They want to go to various destinations. Let's say he wants to go to the mall. From the mall, he drops someone, another place. Some passengers are going for house shopping, so they don't want you to stay online throughout the various houses they want to see. So what you do as a driver is just that you do the first trip online, and then the other trips, you just check from where you are to the destination, you check the amount exclusive of the discount, and then the passenger will pay you offline. So if the passenger is going to various destinations, you can just go offline, and it is not illegal, it is not criminal, it is allowed. The other one is bad destinations. So drivers who have good understanding of the city, they might refuse to go to certain destinations because of, you know, issues related to insecurity or safety, or just that they don't prefer to drive towards those destinations because either it's their time to go home and they prefer, you know, trips that are taking them nearer their home. So when a driver tells you they don't want to take you to a certain destination, or they ask you where you are going before, you know, they come to pick you up, don't get angry, okay? It's a business, and, you know, everyone is working on a strategy. The other one is about town drop and town pick. In between, inside the Nairobi CBD area, it is very, very difficult for taxi drivers to operate, especially when picking people and dropping people, especially in the downtown side, because of the kanjo and the police, the traffic police. They will always harass, you know, taxi drivers. So we don't have a designated pick and drop point. So the driver will always tell you, please, on your marks, get set, go. Like within less than a millisecond, you should jump out of that car and lock the door before, you know, a police officer or a kajo gets into the car. So don't get angry when a driver tells you to jump out of the car very fast. The other one is the point number 5 is that you need to know about customers with bad behaviors, to the point that they refuse to pay drivers. So these things happen, and if you are a driver and, you know, a customer refuses to pay you fare, don't cause drama, don't, you know, become aggressive, don't start a fight. Just report that driver, that rider to the company, whether it is Bolt or Uber, and then you will be compensated. At least from my knowledge, Bolt will compensate you for the first 3 times you report, and then from the 4th one, they will pay you half the amount until I think the 5th one. But again, it should not be misused. It should not be misused. So always make sure that you report this type of riders, but don't cause drama. The other thing, number 6, that you need to know is about big luggage. So sometimes you will call a driver because you don't want to use a lot of money to call Uber XL. Let's say you don't want to call maybe Toyota Sienta or Alphard, you want, or Nissan Serena, you want to call an Alto or Nissan March to come and help you move from one house to the other with a lot of luggage. Sometimes drivers will refuse because, of course, the capacity of the car cannot allow, or the driver might ask you to, on top of what is charged on the app, might ask you to add some more money, definitely because of the amount that it will be taken to load and offload, and definitely it makes sense. If for instance it will take 15 minutes to fit all your luggages into the car and another 15 minutes upon arrival to remove all those things, then you need to add me an amount equivalent maybe to all the time that we will spend, actually like even 500 on top, because this business is won on time. So if you are making me lose time, then you have to compensate for it. And also the passengers, you must understand, if you have a lot of luggage, call a bigger car. Don't call the cheapest, okay? Call the XL, you know, so that your luggages can fit in. And then maybe the XL guy might not even require you to add some extra money because the capacity of the car already allows for it. The other one, point number 7, it's too many customers. Normally for this chap category, it only allows for a maximum of 3 passengers. So 1 as a co-driver and 2 behind. Sometimes you go to Eastleigh, someone will order a trip and then they will come like 6 or 5 people, and you know they want to be carried inside that car. So 2 things could happen. Some drivers will say they are not carrying you, especially those who drive their own car, because they know the risk of overloading. But others will tell you to add an extra amount, let's say 100 shillings on top of, you know, for every additional person on top of the third person. So if you on the side of the passenger, you should also accept and understand that, okay? But the risk of overloading is real, so please always try to stick to the number that the app gives you. The other point, number 8, that you must understand, it's upcountry destination. Actually, one day I was requested by a rider. He was going from Nairobi to Nakuru and it was giving 8,000. Another guy of mine was requested to take a trip from Nairobi to Kakamega and it was bringing 16,000. And you know, some questions were coming into my mind. Actually, for the guy who requested him for a trip to Kakamega, he came in and sat at the back left and then he was ready to be taken. But you know, that driver just gave it a second thought and asked himself, we have an airport in Kakamega or Kitale. What if this guy took a flight to Kakamega? It would cost him 5,000 or 6,000. Why is he preferring to take a taxi? So immediately he said, no, I will not go to Kakamega because there must be something fishy with this trip. There must be something strange with this client. How can you order a Suzuki Alto to take you to Kakamega? Okay, so sometimes it doesn't make sense. Just look at the situation, money notwithstanding, and make the wise decision. Number 9 is about discounts. So many drivers have cried foul or fault. They have cried victim that, you know, Uber and Bolt are giving customers too much discount. And I want to just set it clear here that, you know, discount do not take any money away from the driver. The money that you get, the percentage that the passenger gets as discount is compensated to the driver back into the account. The only thing that the driver loses is the cash flow, is that they don't receive money in liquid form or through M-Pesa immediately. I know some drivers operate on a very small budget and they want to be paid full amount in cash. So the only thing that happens is that they don't get it in cash, but it doesn't minimize the money that they get at the end of the week, at the end of the month, because any discount will be sent back into their mobile account. The number 10 thing that is a bit weird, it's, you know, the sitting position of the customer. So most customers will always, even if it's only one customer, they will always prefer to sit at the, you know, at the back left. Others would sit at the co-driver or behind the driver. The most recommended sitting position is the back left. Why? Because first of all, it gives you a good exit in case of an emergency. Like if you want to leave that car for any given reason, okay, in an emergency situation, back left is the best place for you to exit. Secondly, it gives you an angle through which you can see driver's activity every time you raise up your neck or you raise up your face to look at the driver. So if the driver is, you know, not careful when driving, if he's driving and texting, or if like he's behaving in a manner that is suspicious, you can definitely see the driver's character or behavior when sitting at the back left. For the drivers, please don't allow anybody to sit behind you, especially when you don't have a trip. If you are carrying like a huge number of people, maybe 3 people, definitely one will be the co-driver, 2 at the back. But if you are carrying just one person, don't let that person sit right behind you, because it's a risky position for you. In case of anything, you cannot rescue yourself from maybe a person who has ill motives. So I hope those 10 points will teach you something. And if you have something else to add as a driver or also as a rider, please always drop a comment, and let's keep this community growing, where we educate each other on matters of, town transport and use of taxis and safeties, and also, use it as a business opportunity. Thank you guys. Bye.